Across cultures and centuries, the idea that the world is animated by more than human will has persisted. From whispering spirits in ancient forests to unseen intelligences in esoteric cosmologies, non-human forces have long been invoked to explain the vitality, order, and mystery of existence. But what are these forces, and how might we understand them today? Not as relics of superstition, but as serious metaphysical propositions. This inquiry draws us into the heart of mysticism, philosophy, depth psychology, and spiritual science. It asks not only what exists, but what kind of cosmos we live in, mechanical and closed, or alive and permeated with intelligence. 1. The sacramental cosmos, Christianity and the spirits of creation. In traditional Christian cosmology, the world is not dead matter, but a creation sustained by divine will. Angels are not ornamental ideas. They are active intelligences, messengers, angeloi, mediating between heaven and earth. The Church Fathers spoke of the logoi, divine archetypes or principles embedded in nature, through which the word logos manifests. St. Maximus the Confessor wrote that all things are held together by the logos and by the individual logoi of each being, which serve as their spiritual essence. The Holy Spirit, too, is a vivifying force described in the Psalms. You send forth your Spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth, St. 104:30. Creation is a living temple, and its walls are not built of brick but of fire and breath. 2. The great chain of being, Hermetic and Neoplatonic thought. The Hermetic tradition, along with Neoplatonism, offers a multi-tiered vision of reality, an ontological ladder stretching from matter to divine intellect. In this view, the cosmos is populated by beings intermediate between humanity and the One. These include daimons, planetary spirits, and archangels who guide the movement of stars and souls. For Plotinus and Proclus, the world is animated by a descending order of reality, from the ineffable one to the realm of nous, divine mind, then to psyche, world soul, and finally into material manifestation. The cosmos is alive. It breathes with hierarchy, intelligence, and symbolic resonance. Hermetic writings echo this, as above, so below. The movements of the heavens are not just physical, they are the gestures of a cosmic intelligence. 3. The enchanted earth, animism and indigenous perspectives. Indigenous traditions often avoid the abstraction of forces and speak directly of beings. The river has a spirit. The mountain is an ancestor. The wind is not a phenomenon, but a presence. In such worldviews, the earth is not a stage for human drama, but a community of persons, only some of whom are human. These cultures maintain a form of participatory metaphysics. Reality is shaped through relationship. Ritual, story, and gesture are not merely symbolic, but dialogical. The world responds. Here, non-human forces are not distant deities or abstract laws, but kin. 4. Archetypes and depth, the psychological cosmos. In Jungian psychology, the unconscious is not a blank repository of forgotten memories, but a dynamic field filled with autonomous energies called archetypes. These are not static symbols, but living patterns, like gods within the psyche, that influence our thoughts, dreams, and actions. Jung wrote, "The gods have become our diseases." That is, what ancient cultures experienced as external spirits we now experience as inner complexes. Yet their behavior remains the same. They act, they seduce, they speak through dreams and symbols. In this framework, non-human forces are understood as transpersonal structures within the psyche, but their autonomy and power remain undeniable. They are alive in the imaginal realm, the bridge between inner and outer worlds. 5. Elementals and subtle beings, esoteric and occult perspectives. Western esotericism, through theosophy, Rosicrucianism, and anthroposophy, proposes a vast ecology of spiritual beings that guide nature, evolution, and consciousness. The four elements, earth, water, air, fire, are seen as animated by elemental spirits, gnomes, undines, sylphs, and salamanders. These are not poetic flourishes, but living intelligences in the subtle planes of nature. Rudolf Steiner described a hierarchy of beings, angels, archangels, archai, and beyond, each with a cosmic task in the unfolding of history and human consciousness. According to Steiner, the material world is only the tip of a vast spiritual iceberg. These forces are not only creative, but also adversarial. Esoteric systems acknowledge the presence of dark or chaotic beings, forces of resistance that paradoxically serve the greater good by catalyzing growth and discernment. 5. A scientific glimpse: fields, systems, and Gaia. Even in science, the idea of a living, responsive world finds echoes. The Gaia hypothesis, proposed by James Lovelock and Lynn Margulis, suggests that the Earth behaves as a self-regulating organism. Feedback loops in climate, biosphere, and geology maintain equilibrium, almost as if Earth had an intelligence of its own. In quantum physics and systems theory, the behavior of wholes cannot be reduced to parts. There are emergent properties, invisible fields, and interconnected patterns. Some theorists speculate on panpsychism, the idea that consciousness may be a fundamental feature of reality itself, not an epiphenomenon of brains. While modern science stops short of calling these spirits, its boundaries are more porous than they seem. Conclusion: what kind of world do we live in? To ask whether non-human forces animate the world is to ask what kind of world this is. Is it dead matter governed by blind law? Or is it a living, breathing reality, suffused with presences, patterns, and intelligences? Mystics, shamans, saints, philosophers, and poets have long insisted that the world is alive, that every tree is a symbol, every storm a voice, every star an utterance. Whether we call them angels or archetypes, elementals or emergent fields, these forces invite us to a deeper participation in the mystery of being. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.